You are about to watch a podcast with myself and Josh Maraney, an absolute SEO legend, an SEO expert, owner of Top Click Media, known for his amazing content. They specialize in AI automation, social media, Google, and SEO. And in this podcast, we'll go through SEO fundamentals, the best SEO strategies to implement, and so much more. Enjoy. Josh Maraney, it is such an honor to have you on the podcast today. I am absolutely in love with your content. This is how I came across you about a year ago, and you just give so much free advice, free AI tools, and just amazing content. I honestly don't know how you film content every single day while owning Top Click Media, doing SEO, Google Ads, AI automation, social media. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into this.
So it's quite an interesting story. I used to sell life insurance. I was a life insurance salesman or financial advisor, and I used to get my clients doing cold calling. I actually used to pick up the old Auto Trader and the Yellow Pages, and I used to phone people and cold calling to get appointments with them. I made a living doing it. Some months were a bit better, some months were a bit worse, but it was very hard. Two hardest parts was number one, getting the leads, number two, getting through to the leads. And then what I found when I was with the leads, if they actually kept the appointment, they were in the driving seat. In other words, I was trying to sell them something. So about nearly 20 years ago, a friend of mine, I was out for supper with him, and he told me about this thing called Google AdWords. In those days, it was called Google AdWords. And he explained it to me. He said, you put on words and your ads go on top, and it seemed pretty simple enough. So I started doing it myself. In those days, 20 years ago, it was quite easy. I think I was the first person to put on the word life insurance in South Africa. Obviously, the cost per clicks were dirt cheap. So although I did it wrong, it wasn't that expensive in terms of school fees. So I started doing it, and lo and behold, leads started coming to me as opposed to me looking for leads, which was quite amazing. I started one or two websites. Then I started doing some advertising on Facebook. In those days when Facebook started in about end of 2006. And that's how it started. What happened was that the insurance companies quickly saw what was happening, not only from me, but I think just in general in the market. And they stopped all brokers, including me, from doing Google advertising and Facebook advertising themselves. Mm-hmm. And they said all the leads had to go through them. So I had to find other ways to generate leads, and I was doing a bit of LinkedIn, I was doing a bit of other stuff. And in the interim, while I was doing that, I never really liked the life insurance industry. I started slowly speaking to my clients. The idea was that if I helped them with setting up a Google Ads campaign, or getting them on social media, they would buy a life insurance policy from me. Didn't really work as expected because I was putting a lot more effort in, but I started realizing that I actually enjoy this more than selling life insurance.
Nice.
So for a long time, for a few years, I was doing two jobs at the same time. Number one, I was starting to do a bit of Google services for people, more for free than anything else. Yeah. And then life insurance as well. The one day a guy contacted me, I don't know how he knew, but he said, my son told me that you are good at Google Ads. Yeah. I want you to run it for me. It was a skylight business.
Okay.
He said, how much would you charge? I just threw a number, any number that I could think, because it was low. He said, okay, cool, let's do it. And that's basically how my career started.
How it started.
And so thank God I've been doing digital marketing for about 20 years.
Oh, man.
Plus minus. I own an agency. We Google Premier Partners. And before, almost like without realizing it, thank God we've got a successful business. We've got hundreds of clients worldwide. We do Google Ads. We do search engine optimization. We do social media advertising, not content. We're doing a bit of AI and help with clients. I'm going to see where that leads us.
Okay.
And really, I enjoy what I do. I mean, I work probably about 16 hours a day.
My goodness.
Doing what I love. I'm pretty obsessed with it. The staff that work for me have to be obsessed to work for me. I've got quite high standards. And yeah, I dream about this stuff. I literally go to bed dreaming about this stuff. I wake up thinking about it, and it's just a very, very, very cool industry.
That's amazing. You've literally been there from almost the start of SEO and seen the evolution of SEO. And what would you say is like the biggest misconception about SEO when businesses or people come to you and they want to do SEO services with you, but they're not too sure or they have these misconceptions?
I think the first thing which is interesting to note, that when I first started doing the service, I was calling on people or people that I knew, and or people that's in a community, and most of the meeting was based around actually explaining to them how Google advertising worked and what search engine optimization meant. People were referring it to as SOE, not SEO. And half the time is actually spent explaining just the simplicity of it, if that's the right word. So as time went on, people started to know more about the industry and the way that it worked. I think a few things with regards to SEO. Number one, at the same time, it's not as hard as people think, but it's also not as easy as people think. If you don't know what you're doing, you're probably just going to be throwing money down the drain. And that goes with SEO and Google ads. But the industry really, really, really is big. We, thank God, I've got a lot of clients overseas now, because they've worked out that it's a lot cheaper to do the work with South Africans than overseas. But yeah, I suppose the number one challenge with regards to search engine optimization is talking to people, number one, that they have to have patience. And number two, people have to change their mindset that although the results are free on Google, you still have to pay to get the results up there. Nothing comes for free.
Definitely. And I saw this video you made making the joke of where is the graveyard for businesses on the second page of Google, because nobody actually goes to the second page of Google and everyone wants to rank on that first page. I don't want you to give away all your secrets, but what would you say is like the top 3 or top 5 fundamental SEO principles every business should be focusing on, especially now moving into 2025?
I think the thing with regards to search engine optimization and Google ads for that thing is, number one, it's not, like I say, although it's not easy, it's not hard. I think anyone can teach themselves search engine optimization. There's a huge amount of free resources out there. Massive. There's books, there's podcasts, there's YouTube videos, there's massive websites that people can teach themselves. So I think that's number one. If you want to get good at SEO, or your business wants to improve that SEO, just read and research it and teach yourself, because there is so much content out there. I think importantly, if there's a few things that people that you have to start off on with regards to SEO, is you have to have a good website that works. Now, no one's saying you have to spend hundreds and thousands of rands on a website, but you have to have a website that, number one, is crawlable by Google, that there aren't technical problems. In other words, that the website doesn't load, that it's built on your old Flash systems. Heaven forbid that you sometimes still see that. The website itself has to be functional. It can't be a one-pager. Those things don't work on SEO. I think that's probably the first step that you have to that people have to look at.
Okay, I like that. And I see everyone speaks about H1 header tags. I mean, what is the importance of H1 header tags, and what is the right way to use it for success?
So I think with regards to SEO, there's a few things that people have to understand. SEO is broken into a few different sections. Number one, it's technical SEO. Technical SEO, as we mentioned, is how well your website operates. Can it be found by Google? Does it load in time? Does it have viruses, for example? That's technical SEO. On-site SEO is how well you've labeled your website and the pages inside the website so Google can read it. There are a few important things that one has to be labeled, and if you don't label these correctly, with your keywords, and that's important for the keywords that you're trying to target.
Yes.
Google will not know what you're talking about. Almost think as a book. The most important one is your meta title. Then it's your meta description. Then ideally, if you can put your keyword that you're trying to target in the URL, and then it's your H1 title. Your H1 title is basically the main header on your website that is telling Google what this page is about.
Yes.
And finally is the content on the website. You need content on the website. You can't have 100 words and think Google's going to find that authoritative. So it all goes hand in hand.
Oh man, brilliant. And some people say you should do multiple header tags. Some people said you should do one header tag. What as you as an SEO expert, what would you say is the best?
Best practice is one header tag. In other words, one H1 tag.
Yes.
Of a maximum of 70 characters.
Okay.
And then have H2s, H3s going down, but just write it normally. Write it normally as if you would see an article in a newspaper. Don't try and make it too big. Don't try and make it too fancy. Think in terms, if a person was reading a book, what they'd like to see.
I love it. I can see you just live and breathe this, Josh. It's amazing. And I don't know how you do it. I mean, here's another good question is how do you get it right to record content every day, manage an amazing agency while, managing staff, doing SEO, Google ads, social media? How do you do it every day? There's just not enough time in a day.
I think the one thing which is obviously the most important before my family, before my business is my family.
Yeah.
Thank God I'm married and I've got 4 kids.
Okay.
So that's the priority. Now that's the priority and why I'm doing all of this. I've come into sort of a workflow. What I try to do is I come in on a Sunday morning for 2 hours and I film a week's worth of content in those 2 hours. And then I edit those videos when my family's sleeping. I don't sleep much, so I get to edit all those videos. And, I think once people start creating content and putting videos out there and putting content out there, they realize what a difference it actually makes to your business.
Yeah.
Almost an analogy. If you knew every single time that you go to the casino that you'd win 1,000 rand, you go there every day, you wouldn't miss either day.
Yeah.
So the feedback that we get from our videos and the business that we've got from the videos is great. Also, the reason why we do the videos, is that I have to, number one, keep on training my staff. And maybe just as important, if not more important, every client that we work with, we want to educate them as well. Not necessarily that we can train, that they can take over the jobs. If they want, they can. But we think, or I've seen, that an educated client is a good client. They appreciate what you're doing. So with the videos, we can show, look, this is what we've done on your page. This is what we need done on your page. And that's one of the reasons why we like the videos.
It's mind-blowing. Just 2 hours on a Sunday. Like, in this process, I'm curious, are you educating yourself as well? Because every video is something completely different and something that I didn't even know exists. And something I saw today was...
So a lot of the stuff, thank God I know.
Okay.
I've been doing this for 20 years, 18 hours a day, and we've looked at so many clients, so many different things that you learn. For the last X amount of years, I make time to learn and understand things as much as I can. You can see all these books behind me over there.
Yeah.
Plus all the other podcasts and the websites and the blogs and the videos that I've watched.
Yes.
It's to educate yourself. Without education, my late father always used to tell me, without education, you're going to be left behind.
Definitely.
So the industry that we're in, you have to be keeping going. Now, thank God I'm also quite addicted to social media. I'm always watching, I'm always flicking, I see what's going on. I wouldn't say I copy people, but there's so many videos out there that can get your mind thinking.
Yes.
But like I say, I've got this wealth of information, thank God, in my head. So it's not hard for me to come with the videos. My challenge is that I have to speak slowly, which I'm not that good at. And it's just editing to make it look good. But yeah, thank God I've done about 200 videos now.
Oh man, that's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, we've got over 30,000 followers on TikTok. We've got nearly 9,000 followers on Instagram.
Yeah.
LinkedIn, we've got followers. I post it everywhere, by the way. I posted Pinterest, YouTube, Threads, TikTok, everywhere that you can imagine, I'm going to post it. And yeah.
I'll take my hat off for you. No, that's absolutely amazing. I still have 2 questions left. So second last
Sure.
question, as an SEO expert, I don't want you to give away all your secrets, but do you have a top secret or a good SEO strategy for someone who really wants to rank well on Google?
It's almost impossible to rank well on Google without doing backlinks.
Okay.
You have to be getting backlinks to your website. You have to be getting good quality backlinks to your website. Without backlinks, it's going to be almost impossible to rank for your keywords and your categories that you're going for.
Yeah.
And most people don't understand that. Most people make the mistake, but it's almost impossible to rank without backlinks.
Okay, I like that. And last but not least, more of a statement than a question, just to leave the audience with what you are currently busy with.
Sure. Currently at the moment, we're focusing on quite a lot of overseas clients. We've got a number of projects on the go in Canada, the US, the UK, Philippines,
Yeah.
and quite a few other countries as well. We always have stuff on the go. We currently, a project that we're working on at the moment, I did work for him when he was in South Africa, and now he's in America. He's got the biggest beach tent brand in America.
Oh,
He's
amazing.
a top seller on Amazon. He's sold hundreds and thousands of beach tents in America. So we're working on getting his Shopify website up to date.
Oh, amazing. That's really exciting. Well, Josh, once again, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time, and I'll be on the lookout for all the new content coming out, and good luck with all your future ventures lying ahead.
Thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoyed it.